Hello there, welcome to my review for the first Star Wars live-action TV series, which is The Mandalorian, and it consists of 8 episodes, around 40 minutes long each, and I was really anticipating this. It has Pedro Pascal as the Mandalorian himself, and there's a lot of awesome things to talk about The Mandalorian. Really can't get into anything that I want to talk about without talking about spoilers, because it's really difficult, and so yeah, if you haven't seen The Mandalorian yet, spoilers for every episode, even the finale, so let's do spoilers out of the way. Let's get into my problems with this TV series so far, and which aren't many. I thought this was a great season, a great start, but there were some times where I was like, this could be a lot better, because each episode is directed by different people. I believe it's a mixture of Jon Favreau, Taika Waititi, and a bunch of other people that have directed certain episodes, and probably episode 5, I feel, and episode 4 did feel like filler stories. I enjoyed the filler stories. I enjoyed the filler adventures. They felt like little 40-minute Star Wars adventure fan film sort of things. They sort of felt like that. And they just weren't the quality of the other ones. When it got into the actual story, I felt like it was a lot better and a lot more engaging. And I love what they were doing. But episode 5 in particular was pretty weak, actually. The writing, the direction was all pretty weak in episode 5. And it had a few missteps there, and I didn't feel they did that as stronger. A lot of the episodes did feel like filler, which I enjoyed. I enjoyed all the filler episodes. It just, like, it didn't feel as urgent in the story. I enjoyed that each sort of episode, except episodes 7 and 8, ended with Mandalorian and Baby Yoda going off somewhere. And we don't know where. We don't know where the adventure's going to take. So it made every episode feel fresh. It felt like we didn't really know where it was going to go. So that was really fun. But my favourite episodes were the streamlined story ones where it really got into the guild and the villains and the good guys and all the Baby Yoda storylines and what this actually means, the bounty hunting. My favourite episode was the finale. The finale, directed by Taika Waititi, was one of my favourite TV show finales I've ever seen. I absolutely loved the finale. It was jaw-dripping tension, exactly what I wanted out of the show. And I loved the finale. Episode 7 was great. Episode 3 in particular was fantastic. A lot of great action sequences in there involving stormtroopers and Mandalorians really made me happy. Episode 1 was really good. Episode 7 was great. Episode 6 was really cool. It felt like a Star Trek episode or a Doctor Who episode set in this one place with a bunch of new characters. I really loved episode 6. I thought it was really unique, but episode 8 in particular really hit on the emotions. The action sequences in this show were absolutely excellent. Probably better than the action sequences in the latest Star Wars film, The Rise of Skywalker. They were absolutely amazing. It felt a lot like Rogue One, that gritty feel. Sort of that feel I wanted from Solo. So it's a brand new feel for Star Wars. I've never felt Star Wars like this before. And that was really excellent. I felt things that I didn't know I wanted to feel in Star Wars, like that really gritty underworld. And I really enjoyed that. And I've always wanted to see that. I've always wanted to see a Star Wars story that isn't anything to do with any of the other films or any of the other characters. And this doesn't. It has callbacks, like with the dark saber at the end, really interesting, or the Mandalorian stuff that sort of links into the Clone Wars a bit. I love the backstory of the character, the Mandalorian. And let's talk about the Mandalorian. Pedro Pascal is excellent. He's able to convey a lot of emotions just by the movements, subtle movements, because we never see his face until the end of the show. We only hear his voice and subtle movements, and he doesn't speak that often either. So it's really hard to connect with a character like that for a certain amount of time. I know there's a lot of other characters in movies and shows that do always cover their face and are quite emotional characters, but this was a different thing because he doesn't really connect with the audience that much. But the performance is excellent. It really is. And the character is excellent. I actually do like this character more than Boba Fett, because this character isn't just completely badass. He has that heart to him. And because I like what the pilot did. The pilot showed how badass he was, how great he was at his job. And then, and then the end of the episode, we saw him with the Baby Yoda, and we're like, oh, maybe not. The next episode showed how caring he was, and how he really wanted to keep this thing safe. And then the third episode showed how his relationship with the other Mandalorians are. He's sort of an outcast with the Mandalorians, you know. He doesn't really appreciate his job. He doesn't like his job very much, but he does do it, and he will do it. And he doesn't want to break from his job. That leads into Carl Weathers' character, who I thought was great when he was in the show. He wasn't in it very much. I thought him in the finale was excellent. And the IGA unit was fantastic. I loved that character. And the Ugnaught guy was great. But the Mandalorian character himself, and Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda's so cute. A bit powerful. It does feel like sometimes the Baby Yoda sort of gets everyone out of the situations. But it's fine, it's so cute. I'll ignore any issues I have with Baby Yoda because it's just the cutest thing of all. But I loved that character. I loved every little detail they did with the Mandalorian. He takes off his helmet at the end of the show, which I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting him at all to take off his helmet, or to have a face reveal or anything like that, but he does, and I thought that was a great moment. I thought it really was. And I think part of this character's development is maybe showing his face to other people, or maybe going against the Mandalorian Code or something later on in the show. I'm not quite sure where it's going to lead, but I'm pretty sure it's going to lead into something Jedi-y, because we have a Darksaber, we have him trying to find the Baby Yoda's homeworld. So I'm really excited to see where Season 2 leads. I'm really excited to see where the story leads. But overall, I thought the story was actually pretty solid here. And like I said, the last episode was amazing. There is a conversation between two scout troopers that is one of the funniest scenes of all of Star Wars. It is hilarious. I could not stop laughing. It's amazing. The direction in this show was really good. The action sequences were really great. The look of everything was really good. There were some filler episodes and some things that nothing ever felt like setup. It just felt like, okay, we need to really drag out this adventure. And I feel like when you actually take down this, you only really need 4, maybe 5 episodes out of this. You could have removed some, but I still like the ones they put in. Like, episode 6 was filler, but I loved it. There was a lot of fan service. We got to see X-Wings, TIE Fighters, the final action scene where he gets his jetpack on and jumps on inside the TIE Fighter was really, really awesome. But yeah, because there's a lot of great things, a lot of great little nods with images, but nothing much with the story, which I appreciated. But yeah, I loved The Mandalorian. I thought it was a great Star Wars show. I really liked it. I loved the design, the feel, the character I thought was very invested. One of my favourite Star Wars characters. Baby Yoda was very, very cute. And a lot of the side characters were excellent as well. And I cannot wait to see where this show leads off. Season 1 was a pretty good start. There were some filler episodes, and I said episode 4 and episode 5 and episode 2 were nowhere near as good as the other episodes that were great. But when this show was great, like in the finale, it was absolutely exactly how I wanted it to be. When it wasn't as good, it was still good. It was still fine. It was still fun Star Wars stuff. But it just wasn't as good as the other episodes. So there was a bit of rockiness with the episodes, but it ended on a great note. And I cannot wait to see where they lead with it. And I just want to see more. I really do, and I love this character. I'm going to give The Mandalorian Season 1 an A-. I'm also going to give this show an 8.5 out of 10. Guys, comment down below your opinions on The Mandalorian if you have seen it. And of course, thanks for watching, and goodbye.